Information reaching us says the wife of APC gubernatorial flag bearer in Edo State, Osagie Iyamu, has threatened to move out of the house after APC talks allegedly turned the house into their campground. Professor Mrs. Idia Iyamu, wife of the candidate of the All Progressives Congress for the September 19 governorship election in Edo State, Pastor Osagie Iyamu, has taken action against political talks for turning her matrimonial home at Ugbo community in Benin into a theater of conflict amidst fears of the coronavirus pandemic. News of the row broke out when Mrs. Audu, wife of Malam Gani Audu, Edo APC governorship candidates, running mate to Iyamu, and other guests visited the residence recently. Mrs. Iyamu was said to have threatened to pack out of the house if her husband fails to call the miscreants who have shifted political party activities at the campaign secretariat in Etiti Street to their residence in Benin City to order. She criticized her husband for downplaying the alleged indiscriminate smoking of weed cannabis around the premises by party associates under the guise of showing solidarity. Just before Iyamu traveled to Edo North Senatorial District in Edo State on Friday, his wife drew her husband's attention to reported cases of automobile batteries and lawn mowers theft at their residence. A domestic staff at the residence said. Our reporter could not immediately verify if the case has been reported to the police as at the time of filing this report. Okay. I'm sure I'm even surprised that she's surprised, or she should have known that if it is true. We are hearing a lot of things. Of course, this could be coming from the opposition or from well, let's say maybe from the opposition, because a lot of things are going on, because they will tell you, oh, this is fake news, this is this and that. Of course, with seeing the video, everybody saw the video where the man was saying, oh, you guys are dangerous. He was telling Kabaka's boys that you are going to move from one ward to another because you are capable of doing that. You have been doing it in the past, that you are going to be moving from one ward to another because of what you guys are capable of doing. And he said that they will be on the day of the election. That is what will happen, and you could see all of them there. And this man introduced them. Tony Kabaka introduced these guys to Iyamu. According to the video we saw, that these are the tigers and lions of Edo, and he said, oh, he believes in them, that what the rich men cannot do, that they will do it. He trusts them because on the day of the election they will be moving from places to places. And he said, there will not be any stone unturned. And I'm not surprised, because this is not the first time the man is contesting. The woman ought to have known that maybe this one is different from what has been happening before now. Of course, mingling with all those people, we could see, according to what Wike said, that he was seen with thugs and cultists. And there's no doubt about that. She ought to have known that, and she must have been seeing that even since 2016, even since the day of Lucky Benedio. I don't know whether it's a different ball game entirely this time around. Of course, we are still going to be hearing a lot of things. A lot of things will be coming up, and it will not be surprised to anybody that when you have people like Tony Kabaka and the rest, according to what Tony Kabaka told us, that these guys are tigers and lions. What when you talk about lions, you know what it depicts, what it means, and definitely all in the name of solidarity. Oh, we want you, we want this. The place is going to be a camping ground now, because they will not allow the man to rest unless the man says, oh, let us be meeting in the party, what is it called? Is it the party ground or the party venue where they ought to have been doing that? We are going to be hearing a lot of things, just like I said, but this is part of what we are hearing. The woman is crying out now that it is going to be unfair, and it will not be a good thing, because a lot of things have been missing in the house, according to what we are hearing. And according to this news media that said, the journalists that went there that got this information, of course, once they hear this one, they will tell you, oh, it is not true, it is not true. But there is no smoke without fire. In as much we have been seeing Iyamu mingling with all those people, meddling with them, what do you expect? So that is what Nigeria politics are turned into. Nigerian politics are turned into all of those things. They will tell you, oh, we don't want this, we don't want that. But in the recent, I don't know whether it is this Edo election is still bringing all this thuggery politics into our system. And just like what somebody was saying, that he's so disappointed in the president with all the things happening, he will not say anything. But believe you me, if it's something that is going to affect the president personally, you will hear him speaking, you will hear him talking. But when it comes to other people, he doesn't say anything. You could imagine what happened during the 2019 election. He was going from state to state. He was telling the state people when it comes to governorship election that they should vote for anybody they like. But as for presidential election, they should vote for him. What does that tell you? And with the way things have been going, he will not say anything. We'll just be looking at this age and time. We are going to be hearing this. And people have been, somebody was asking that, when are we going to get involved in this with this for INEC to let us have a, what do they call it, electronic voting? Why is it that we cannot do electronic voting? But if they want to wire money to other countries electronically, they can do that. If they want to transfer from places to places, they can do that. So why is it that election that is so important to everybody, important, that's supposed to be important to the nation, they will not want to do it? The last general elections, when they proposed it, was it the 8th Senate, that the president should sign into law for electronic voting? Oh, they came out, they said, no, he will not do that. He will not do that. It was too close to election. Oh, there was no time for him. There was no time for him to do that. But now, since 2019 election, now we are in 2020. Now they will not start with this whole thing, because the what they submitted to him is still with him. So they have not been able to look at it for people who are preparing for 2023 election, because they love the crude way of doing things. Because with all of those things, all these things that this woman is complaining, or what we are experiencing, we don't even need the woman to complain for us to know what is happening, because that has been the bane of politics in this country. How long? For how long are we going to continue with like this? It is not rocket science. These politicians don't want electronic voting because it's going to expose them. They will not be bringing a lot of excuses. Oh, we don't have a power supply in all those nook and crannies. Oh, we don't have internet. Why is that we can't do that? But you guys are 21st century politicians who are living large. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty, what will benefit the people, you will not do it. They will tell you there's no electricity, there's no power supply, there's no internet connection for people to be able to do it. Oh, they will not be giving excuses. It's not everybody that has this thing. Well, is it everybody that votes? It's not everybody that votes. They will tell you it's not everybody that has a phone. It's not everybody that has an internet, whatever. Those who might want to vote, or all those local people. How did you train those people? How did you train those people for them to be local? Because you want them to be uneducated. You don't want them to know the right thing. Because if education is something that you guys give, take as a priority in your regime, everybody would have been up to that level. It is the same people who are at the helm of affair. Somebody like David Mark, he was instrumental to us not having this GSM or whatever, not until when we had it. We ought to have had this before now, but they tried not to do that. If not for God's intervention or whatever intervention, human intervention that supported it, we would have still been in darkness today if we cannot have electricity, power supply 24/7. So what do you expect? And some people are living large. They are living and smiling to the banks because of this thing. So if we can have electronic voting, all this issue of a thuggery will be minimal. It will be minimal to a very large extent, because you just sit at the comfort of your home or whatever, wherever you are going to vote. Electronically, everything will be okay. But this crude way of doing it, the armor jury that that they usually use to rig election, because of all those things, they would not want it to happen. This issue of thuggery would have been a thing of the past. This issue of underage voting will be a thing of the past. But they will not want to do that. So if we don't do the right thing, we will continue with all these shenanigans. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this whole thing. Leave your comment below and let's know what you think in the comment section.